Welcome back, y'all, to another musical review from the Hip Hop Babies. We got another album coming for y'all. This one's a special one. Shout out to Kenny Mason and his Angelic Hoodrat Supercut. That's what we talking about today.
Excited to talk about this one, man, because I was kind of sleeping, man. But I'm gonna let you start it because I know you got a lot to say, probably because you was pushing for me to finally check it out.
So the first time that I really heard Kenny Mason was he's friends with Jid. They're both from Atlanta, and the song Serial with IDK, JID, and Kenny Mason. I felt like Kenny Mason had one of the best verses on that entire song. And I was saying, if Kenny can do this on a project and keep up with Jid and IDK like this, he's easily going to be one of my favorites.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
So a little bit of backstory on this album is this album was not supposed to be anything more than a deluxe. However, when the pandemic hit, people were ending up with a little bit more time. So during a couple-week period, him and his homies got together in the cave, put this thing together, and just spit it out. And shit turned out absolutely fucking fire. It's insane. Kenny is not like your average Atlantean rapper. Atlantean, I don't fucking know. He reminds me of Jid a lot with breaking the mold of what an Atlanta rapper is supposed to be. Mixes a lot of rock, early 2000s rock inspiration, psychedelic rock, psychedelic trap. All of that fusing together pretty much makes Kenny Mason. It's really hard to describe. You're gonna have to listen to it for yourself, but expect when you're listening to the album some hard-hitting bangers, hard-hitting lyrics, hard-hitting beats, and then he'll put you through a loop, and it'll just be like all of a sudden it's a rock album. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, because he starts out kind of like more in the rap vibe, even with the features. He had Denzel Curry, and Denzel Curry I feel like plays with rap rock, especially with his inflections as well. So that was a combo that was like a match made in heaven. Like the hook was catchy as hell on that song too. Like that hook, yeah, that's like the best hook probably on the album. I really like that's definitely got on my playlist. I just feel like with this project, like the first half, like he was not missing with the features, everything. I'm not saying the second half he's missing, like he was like putting trash tracks, but you could tell he started to play with the rap rock fusion a little bit more. And it kind of threw me off as far as like the transition and like the flow of the album, but it still didn't detract too much. Like his voice and everything works really well for it. And it's dope that you brought up the Jid point, because some of the tracks were really like because of his voice. It's just his voice. It's not like he's biting off Jid. Yeah, it's like he sounds like Jid. So, and it was like, and like you said, like I heard about him from the IDK feature as well, and seeing him work with other artists. The reason why I'm saying I was sleeping on him is because I didn't go out my way to really check him out. Like I checked out the Angelic Hoodrat project that came out last year. Or was it 2 years now? Maybe I forgot.
I think it was 2020. I think it's
okay. Yeah, the pandemic. That's my excuse. But pretty much like this was more. It felt more focused, and even though I'm saying the second half started to like lose me a little bit, it wasn't like it lost me to the point where it's like, oh, it's nothing. It's just like, okay, some of these songs aren't as hot as the first one. The first one he was not missing when he came out the gate with a 43 A+ for show, much money, like play ball. I like play ball a lot. That's like when he started to really, I think, transition to more of a rock sound, right? Yep. Or I think that's when he really started to like, yeah.
I mean, you can see it from the beginning. Like there's really floaty guitar riffs throughout the album. He really likes the guitar. It pairs well with his voice, but yeah, like you said, like the layering of the album would be my only complaint, is because you got within the first 5 tracks you got a Denzel Curry feature and a Freddie Gibbs feature, and those are your 2 hardest hitting features, no doubt. And this is a 12 track project, so the first half is a little top loaded. Not a bad thing, whatever. I'll just jump back to the first part, but like you said, it's more lucid, dreamy, floaty at the second half, where it's kind of like he's playing with the rock sound, and he doesn't sound like he's biting off anybody. He doesn't really sound like he's copying anybody. This is a pretty fresh rap rock fusion. And I
Yeah.
really like the direction that it's going, because this is like genuinely Kenny Mason, and that's the best part about this whole album, is that all his influences are coming together into this project, and it just sounds unique.
Yeah, like it doesn't sound like Denzel Curry, really. It doesn't sound like City Moore, which also mixes rap and rock. Like it doesn't sound like other people would do it. It sounds like he comes from, like you said, a place of the 2000s, but he's doing it in a way where it's still mainly rap focused, and that's why I like it. Because sometimes when you blend it, it comes off fake or it comes off weird, and it feels like he kept it like grounded still. He didn't really switch up the topics and try to talk about rock stuff. It was still focused around being an Angelic Hoodrat, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with this, man. It's getting a lot of replay. Like I was expecting to like it, like as far as like when I actually got into it, but the fact that I like constantly go back to certain tracks on this impressed me a lot. Like it's getting daily rotations still. But I like I said, I listened to it a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? It took me a minute. That's why this review's coming out now. But I'm glad we're getting it out, because he definitely deserves all the hype, all the praise he's getting. And I hope his next project, he'll get even more features, or either he'll refine it and it'll be like a big thing, because he deserves a lot more hype. Like this project should have got a lot more praise.
It really should have. Kind of just like one of those things where it was during the pandemic, during 2020, and it was probably close to like summertime and all this shit going on. I think it was like he saw like killings of like 5 different people within like the same week or something like that, and it really inspired him to make something like this, because he sees it within his own close-knit community and then the national community, and it's just really some social commentary on what's going on right now, as well as some great music.
Yeah, because like when he says some nigga just passed away, shit feel like an average day. Like I said, that hook, even though it's really catchy, that shit's real. You hear about friends of friends passing away, or family members passing away, either from gun violence or age. It's just like that shit feels like an average day at a certain point, especially as like a Black person. The whole duality, the Angelic Hoodrat. I feel like he really was going, like you said, there's definitely a theme to this, and that's why maybe I liked it a little bit more than I was expecting, because I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was just gonna be like a bunch of bangers. It kind of is that, but there's definitely something that kind of makes it flow and puts it together. And the fact that I got that when I wasn't looking for that, yeah, man. Yeah. He seems like he knows what he's gonna be doing, and this is just like almost like a teaser, because it's like you said, it's supposed to be like a deluxe. So
yeah, this was literally supposed to be a deluxe to the last album that came out, which is crazy.
Yeah,
and then it turned into its own album. And I think it's better. I think it's better than the last album. Like his lyricism's good, his flows are good, his
references,
bars are
everything. Like everything's on point. Yeah, he doesn't really like.
So it's just like
with me, the only thing is like when he gets more into the rock sound, maybe he could switch it up as far as vocally a little bit more. That was the only thing. Like there was a little point where I was like, not necessarily a lull, but like I said, it was like these aren't hitting as hard as the first tracks, and it's because you're trying to do something different. And it's hitting, but it's not hitting as hard when you started with such high highs.
And anybody that Denzel Curry is hopping on a project with is pretty much fire every single time.
Yeah,
anytime Freddie hops on a song with somebody, it's fire every time. These are not people that just go and take checks. If you're looking for new artists or something like that, and you keep your artists that you like in your train of thought and see where they're going to take features at, and that's how you branch out, find people like this. Because like, damn, I would have never found that if I didn't know who JID or IDK was. So.
Yeah, not only the features he's got, but he's gotten a lot of good looks with other people. So other people like kind of almost putting them on, because it's like I had never heard a dude before the IDK and JID features like that either. So sheesh.
About wraps up this little review segment. We will come at y'all with another segment of some other music. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, comment, put on notifications, follow the Twitter, follow the Instagram.
Peace.
Anyways.